everyone, Heather from Hooked on Pickin' here. I thought that I would do a video on tips and tricks on how to list very quickly. So I've actually had a lot of questions of how do you get so many items listed so quickly? It's taking me forever. What are some of the things that you do? And so I'm just going to kind of run down the list of time savers for you so that you can list very efficiently and very quickly so that you're not spending your whole life listing things. All right, so if any of you have ever done eBay, you know it was tedious, very long, and time consuming to list on eBay, which is part of the reason why I flipped to doing Amazon FBA. I can list so many more things in such a short amount of time. Now, how do I do that? Some of the tools that I use is I have a scanner. It's a barcode scanner, usually with a plug-in USB device. You can have some that come with cords. I personally like the ones that are battery operated with a USB so that you can carry it anywhere in your room. So if I have a large item, all I have to do is walk over to it, and as long as I'm within about 10-15 feet of my computer, I can just scan the barcode. And that saves a lot of time from having to type in the individual numbers on each barcode, because you have to think every individual number takes time, and when I can just scan it and it just pops right up immediately. So making sure that you have a barcode scanner. Another thing that I used to make my listing very efficiently is I have a template set up, and this is not something that's overly complicated. I have a Word document that simply has everything that I would put in my condition note. So when I list, there are only 3 boxes that I fill in. I fill in my condition, whether it's new or used or collectible. I fill in my price, what I want it to be priced for. And then I fill in my condition note, such as new or used with scratches or used with shelfware, different things like that. And so I have a Word document that simply has those phrases already printed out. And so I ship a lot of new items. And so what I have is whenever I put in my condition note, it will say new, eligible for Super Saver shipping with any, and that's available for anybody who has an item at the warehouse. If you're merchant fulfilling, you cannot put this in the box. But if you send it to the warehouse, it's eligible for the $50 Super Saver shipping option. And then I also include in my condition note, ships directly from the warehouse. Because me as a buyer, I would like to know that it's coming directly from the warehouse, because then I know I can bundle items and I'll get it much faster. So I just have things like that. Some of my used condition notes will be used, some shelfware, ships directly from the warehouse, eligible for Super Saver shipping, because it's at the warehouse. Even though it's used, it's still eligible for that. And then another one might be used, in good working condition, eligible for Super Saver shipping, ships directly from the warehouse. I always include those things because they're good selling points and things that buyers look for when purchasing your item. Now, I use those as a template, so all I have to do is go to my Word document, highlight it, hit copy, and then every time I list an item that falls under that category, whether it's new or used, I just hit paste in the condition note box. And that saves me a lot of time, because now I'm clicking one thing rather than having to type out 2 or 3 sentences every time I list. And so that's another way to save some time. Then once you've done that, just going through the steps of making sure you include it in your shipment and knowing how many numbers you have and things like that. Now, once you get to the labeling stage, I actually have a Dymo label printer. And so when I print out all my labels, I do it before I approve my shipments. Okay, let me say that clearly. Before I go to the individual shipments of the cities they're going to, because it's going to print out everything that I have listed, but it's going to keep all of the similar items together. And so if I've got tree bags for watering your tree, then I can put all of those, will all be printed next to each other, and so I can just go right down through the stack and put all of my labels on. If I've got all of these ballpoint pens, then I can put all of the labels on the ballpoint pens right away. So I usually print my labels before I go ahead and approve the shipments, because then it keeps all of the items that have the same SKU together in order, and I can label them all together. Now, you can do it per shipment. I used to do that before, but it's just a lot more time consuming. Once you get all your labels on, then you approve your shipments, and I generally start with the smallest shipment. So if I've got a shipment that's only got like 2 items or 5 items, I will usually start with that one, because then I can box it into a small box and get it out of the way. And I save my largest shipment to the end, because then when I go to my largest shipment, all I have to do is just take everything that's left and put it in the box. I count them to make sure that I have everything, and I go right on down through my inventory list to make sure I'm including everything and nothing is left out. But if you go kind of in reverse order from smallest to largest, it makes it a lot easier rather than trying to pack a box with all these other things that don't go in the box into the large shipment. Let me see. Something else that I do to save time, I buy lots of multiples. So if you find a good deal, make sure that you have enough capital to be able to buy 15 of those, okay? Now, if it's only got $2 or $3 worth of room, sometimes I'm a little wary of doing that, because you can lose all your profit margin and even lose money on that. But if you find an item that you can make 10 bucks on, buy 15 of them if they've got 15 at the store, because every time you do that, you're making one listing and then just putting the same label on all 15 items. Yes, you still have to make a label for each item, but you're only creating one listing for it. And so that's another time saver. And then once you got everything packaged and shipped, then it should be very quickly. I'm able to usually list anywhere from 150 to 400 items in a day's worth of work. Now, that's not going out and hunting, but that's just sitting at the computer and plugging away uninterrupted. And so you should be able to get quite a few things listed all at once, and make good use of your time. You know, just make yourself a template of things that you want for the condition note, and buy multiples, have a scanner, and also a Dymo printer. That'll make everything go really, really efficient. And remember, in the end, Jesus win. Hope this helps. Thanks. Bye.